This video is about combining different transformations together using matrices. So this example says that a point L is transformed by the matrix 1, 2, 0, 3 to a different point M. Point M is then transformed by the matrix 0, minus 1, 2, minus 1 to the point N. Work out the transformation that work out the matrix that transforms point L to point N. So basically we've got two different transformations here. We've got this one that makes L become M, and then we've got a second one, this happens afterwards. We've got this one that then takes that answer and moves it to point N. We want to find a matrix that combines these two things together. So we don't have to do two separate transformations, we can just do one. The important thing here is this is the transformation that happens first, this is the one that happens second. So I'm going to write the first matrix down, and the second one will follow in front of that. It's really important the order here. This is what happens first, this is what happens second. We are then going to multiply those two matrices together. So we are going to have 0 times 1 plus minus 1 times 0. So that's just going to be 0. We are then going to have 0 times 2 plus minus 1 times 3. So that's just going to be minus 3. Next, we're going to have 2 times 1 plus minus 1 times 0. So that's just going to be 2. And then finally, we're going to have 2 times 2 plus minus 1 times 3. So that's going to be 1. So this matrix 0, minus 3, 2, 1, applying this matrix is equivalent to me doing this matrix first, getting my answer, and then multiplying by this matrix afterwards. So just to repeat, the most important thing in this process is this is the one that happens first, this is the one that happens second. Let's have a look at another example. So the unit square is transformed by the matrix 0, 1, minus 1, 0, followed by the matrix 1, 0, 0, minus 1. Work out the matrix for the combined transformation and describe it geometrically. So this is the matrix that happens first. And then this is the matrix that happens afterwards, so I have to write that in front. Let's multiply those together then. So 1 times 0 plus 0 times 0 times 1 is just 0. Then we've got 1 times minus 1 plus 0 times 0. So that's minus 1. Next we've got 0 times 0 plus minus 1 times 1. And then finally we have got 0 times minus 1 plus minus 1 times 0. So that's just going to be 0. So this is the matrix for the combined transformation. We've done that. We now need to describe this geometrically. So let's think, what does this actually do? Well, this the column here, the 0, minus 1, that's taking my point 1, 0 from here and transforming it to be 0, minus 1 here. And this column here, the minus 1, 0, that's taking my point 1, 0, 0, 1, sorry, and transforming it over here to be minus 1. So this is taking my unit square here and moving it over to be here. It is a reflection in the line y equals minus x. And this is my description of this transformation geometrically.